Welcome back to another episode of A Few Screws Loose, the podcast, where we have mental health discussions by mentally ill men of color. My name is Dan and I am your host. You can keep up with me on Twitter and IG at I am Dan on Drugs. You can also keep up with the show on Twitter, IG, and YouTube at Screws Loose Pod. Unfortunately, P is not here with us today. So it's going to be another solo situation. And before I get into the topic, I want to send a quick shout out again. I shout out AJ often, and it's because of the frequency that you listen to us, bruh. It really means a lot to us. But more importantly, your input and your feedback and the dialogue, bruh, that's really helpful. And the reason it's helpful is multiple reasons, really, but it helps us continue to come up with topics because some days, we talk about a lot of shit on this show, a lot of traumatic shit, a lot of we talk about depression, bipolar, being manic, just a lot of bad situations from back in the day. And some days you just don't want to relive that shit, and it could be our topic for the week. And we're just like, I don't even fucking feel like it, man, because it changes your energy. For instance, we've been sitting on a show. Um, my son was born in 2016. He only lived for a couple of minutes and he passed away. P had a very, very similar situation. Um, and we were gonna do an episode about that, but it's like, yo, I'm still hurt from that shit. I still haven't healed from that shit whatsoever. It makes me angry when I think about it. It, yeah, I don't even think sad. It just makes me angry, full of rage. And you come in and it's like, okay, it's time to record a podcast. This is the topic. You could have been having a good day, and which is rare. We don't really have good days. We just have days. But you having a decent day, and then it comes time to record, and you got to talk about that shit. And next thing you know, your whole fucking mood, everything, your energy is fucked. And that's nothing, especially this topic, isn't something that you're gonna bounce back from a day later or a couple days later, because reliving shit like that is is very painful and the effects last, but we still want to do the episode. We just need to be mentally ready and prepared to do it. And the reason why we want to do it is because there are other people out here, just like this whole podcast is for real, is other people are out here just like us. There's other people that are having the same issues, some of the same problems, some of the same thoughts. They might not know what to do. Not saying we know what to do, but yo, y'all are not alone. And that's why we do this show, honestly, is to let people know that y'all aren't alone out here, especially people of color. We go through the same shit white folks go through, the same shit Hispanic folks go through, like Latinos, Asian. Like we're no different when it comes, and I say we're different in the sense that I think we go through more mental health shit, but our community, we've been trained to sweep it under the rug, act like it's okay, put a smile on your face, go out and be the world's punching bag again. So we definitely, are going to do that show eventually. Um so anyway, back to AJ. Kind of rambling. You asked. I gotta ask it in the AJ voice. Here we go. Hey man, y'all got any friends other than y'all two? Best I could do. um, to be honest, yes. I have friends and P has friends. Some of our friends overlap, but we both have two different circles of friends. My circle's pretty damn small. I can probably count them all on one hand. I rarely interact with them. I talk to them maybe once a year, once every other year, and I'm good with that. I like to keep my distance or keep them at a distance, should I say. Why? I don't know. I don't want to, I don't know. I really don't have an answer. I think some of it might be because of some of the painful memories, as a teenager in the childhood, these niggas was there. So it's kind of a constant reminder. And some of them are doing really bad, really bad. I don't like to see that shit, man. And it's not really much I can do to help them. I mean, I can listen to them, but that's about it. And I have one friend actually, really good friend. We was like brothers coming up. He was one of the drug dealers in the neighborhood, one of the, thug life Tupac ass niggas in the neighborhood. He went to prison for like 6 years, I think, and he got out maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And he hit me up on Facebook. And I had to sit there and I thought about it. Do I want to accept this friend request? Because at the time I had my Facebook page private. It was only for people that I actually know. Um, so I sat on it for about a week or so, and I'm like, you know what? I see other people saying, "Yo, he's changed his life. He's working two jobs." So I'm like, "Bet, boom, accepted the request." Talked to him a few times. We exchanged numbers. I actually went back home to DC to visit him the year after he got out. Had a good time, sat around just telling stories and catching up on old times. But he went through a rough patch again and he ended up becoming a truck driver. He had two jobs in the DC area. I forget what they were. I believe retail, but he went and became a truck driver and he texts me every so often and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in Louisiana on this day, on that day. Yo, you trying to hook up?" And in my head, I'm like, it sounds good in theory, but no, not really. And uh, I have no reason not to want to see my friend, but it's like, I guess that's outside of my normal routine now. And being that it's outside of my normal routine, that means I have to do something extra. I don't want to do anything extra. So, luckily, the past few times he was in Baton Rouge, which is about an hour away, hour and a half away. And I'm like, "Look, bro, I'm not driving no hour and a half, and I'm sure you don't want to drive an hour and a half in one of those 18 wheelers. So maybe next time." And that's how it goes. I like to keep everyone at a distance and just not interact. I like saying, "What's up? How y'all been? Okay, good." That's it. But on to the subject of being alone. And this kind of ties into being alone too when you think about it. My entire life, and this is a cliche, I'm sure, but you know how they say, "Have you ever been in a room full of people and felt so alone?" Eh, That's exactly how I feel. I can be in any room. I can be in a room full of family. Let's say grandma's house, Christmas, Thanksgiving or whatever. I can be at a football game in a stadium with tens of thousands of people around me. I feel alone. Hell, I go to work and I feel alone. I always feel alone. And this even dates back to being a child. So, being a child, I was way more social than I am now. I used to do things since my mama couldn't afford any type of childcare. When I was in elementary school, she would make me do the after school programs. So picture a nigga was in the astronauts, the young astronauts club. Give a fuck about being no damn astronaut. I was in the 4-H club. I still don't know what that is. I know we went camping one time, I think. I was in the chess club, and actually, the chess club I fucked with real hard. I was really good at chess. And then I was in a couple other clubs, science club, and then I started playing sports once I was like, man, fuck all these clubs. But the clubs after school were used basically as a temporary babysitter. So I can stay at the school longer until my mom gets off work and comes and picks me up. So then I started playing sports, same thing. Practice would be after school. I would go practice, and practice was like maybe 2 hours or something like that, 3 or 4 times a week playing football. So I interacted with a lot of different kids from a lot of different walks of life with a lot of different interests too, especially being in and out of all these damn clubs. I always felt alone. And I knew why I was there. I knew I was not there because I wanted to be here or this is something I was interested in. I was there because my mama needed a babysitter and she didn't want me running the streets at 7, 8 years old or 9 years old or however old I was back then. So that's carried over even into middle school. And middle schools when people start to kind of come into their own, like sixth, seventh, eighth grade. I was fairly popular enough, and I think I was more or less popular by association by some of the dudes I was associated with. And I was kind of a ladies' man, so to speak. And I always like females. That was my thing. Women, well, they weren't women back then, but that the opposite sex. Girls were my thing in sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, well, which would have been my ninth grade and that age. I didn't really fuck with dudes too tough, man. And even in those years, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I still felt alone. Like, man, that shit was just rough. So anyway, here comes adulthood, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. I still feel alone. And what's crazy is it's like a self fulfilling prophecy because, as I said, I keep people at a distance. I keep people at a distance. Y'all stay over there somewhere, okay? I'm gonna be over here. So keep them at a distance, but then I would look up and wonder why. Damn, man, I'm always by myself. Man, I'm always alone. Man, I'm always shit, I'm always fucking lonely and shit. And I think that's where the whole woman, the opposite sex thing kicks in is if I'm lonely, I would much rather be with a woman than a dude. And in any situation I could think of, I'd much rather be with a woman than a dude. And that's just how it is. So some of the things I noticed though over the years, and this may be why too I keep people at a distance, is people are full of shit. People want you, and when I say people, friends even, or I'm gonna use the word friend loosely here. Friends, they want you to be there for them. They when they need a shoulder to cry on, when they need, some help moving a couch, when they need whatever they always want you to be there and they expect you to be there for them. I look back my entire life and I'm like, where the fuck was y'all? Whenever I needed somebody to be here for me, I ain't never had nobody. And that goes into why I feel like I'm alone too. I've never had anybody when I needed somebody. I take that back. Once. Ann was there when I needed somebody. And that was, like I said, going to the top of the show when my son passed away. She was there when I needed somebody. And I think part of the problem might be as a dude, you don't want to call up one of your homeboys or text your homeboys and be like, yeah, dog, I really need somebody right now. Like, you don't want to do that. But I would think if you're a friend, you'd be able to identify when your friend needs a friend. I could be totally off base because I'm really not well versed in friendship, but every time I looked and I saw somebody look like they needed somebody to talk to, needed somebody to be there, needed somebody to do something, I was there and I was all in 100%. And that's how I rolled. And that's why uh, a couple episodes I said me and P don't like to feel obligated. If you're in a friendship, to me at least, yo, you're fucking obligated. And I don't mean that in the negative sense, like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, I don't mean it like that. But still, it's like that's how I am with people I consider friends. I am obligated. Yo, whatever you need, I got you, as long as it's within reason. So over the years, I would like people would ask me, yo, just simple stuff. Yo, I need a ride somewhere. Can you give me a ride? I might have had shit to do, but I'm gonna carve out some time, maybe push some shit around, rearrange some shit so I can come pick you up and give you a ride because your car is broken down, right? Um, you need help moving. Yo, I might have had some plans that weekend to do some other shit, but yo, you my friend, I'm gonna come help you move. Like whatever. Lots of people I saw fall on hard times. I would give them money. And, I'd never ask for it in return or say, hey, this is a loan or whatever. I would just get PayPal. I'd just send them money on PayPal. I'd I feel like I looked out for my friends the best I could. I didn't get the same in return. Every time, like I said, I needed somebody, nobody was anywhere to be found. And like I just said, I canceled my plans to come pick you up and give you a ride, or cancel my plans to come help you move, or come sit by the house because you and your girl broke up and you're having a rough time. I cancel shit. I move shit. I reschedule shit to do that. And when I say, yo, I need you for whatever, I need some help with this or that, and you want to hit me with some, yo, I was going to the park to jog today, so it's not really a good day, nigga. If I'm asking you, that means I need you. I need help, motherfucker. So I don't ask. I find it really hard to ask anybody for anything, let alone help. But if I'm asking and you supposed to be my friend, nigga, you know that this ain't no oh, it's something that can wait. Nah. So I mean, I understand that sometimes people do have plans that they can't cancel. However, when that is the pattern, that is the norm. Every time I ask for something or every time I ask for some help, you always have some other shit to do. Okay. So I sit on it and I wait. Cause I know, nigga, to be honest, I've been alone my whole fucking life. I've never relied on anybody for shit other than my mother. I've never relied on anybody. But I look at how often a lot of you niggas are relying on other people to do shit for y'all. So you are going to need me again before I need you. And I'm going to remember this shit. The past 3, 4, 5 times I've asked you for help, nah, I mean, I ain't even trying to sit in traffic to come give you a ride to AutoZone so you can pick up a battery. Like, yeah, that's a real situation. Car broke down. I needed a ride to go pick up a battery. Nah, I ain't trying to sit in traffic and do all that. What? So another time I drove back to DC to go visit my grandma, and a couple of dudes I came up with hit them, which is very rare for me. I hit them, let them know like, yo, I'm in the area. Y'all trying to link up and we can do something or whatever. Yeah, look, it's gonna have to be a little later because I gotta work. Okay, I can understand work. Cool. And then get a call like, I look, I'm about an hour away from where you at, so just come through. Nah, nigga. No. I just drove 18, 19 hours to get my ass up here. Not fucking driving around just to go like, nah, nigga, you live here. I don't live here no more. So yeah. Funny story. One time I'm driving back, I'm jumping around here rambling. I'm not even thinking as I talk, I'm just talking. But I'm driving back from no, driving from New Orleans to DC. I learned about some shit called no-dos. So I popped a couple of no-dos because it's a 19-hour drive. And I didn't do that stopping at hotel shit. I'm driving all the way through. I'm too cheap to stay at a hotel. So I get all the way to Virginia and I drunk some monsters, popped these no-dos. I'm shaking, my heart's beating really fast, and I'm driving like a maniac because I'm trying to hurry up and get there before I die. And I just couldn't make it. So I called P. This is back on the flip phone days. First I called one of my friends and I'm like, yo, I'm out here. Can you get someone to ride with you? And I just park my car right where I am so I don't have to drive anymore because man, my everything's shaking, my eyeballs shaking. Get someone to ride with you, then you can jump in my car and drive the rest of the way. I was in Manassas. Uh, yeah, Manassas, somewhere around Manassas, Virginia. That's like 30 miles from DC. So nope. Nah, bruh, can't do that, man. That's just, a whole lot of work and shit. And then I gotta call somebody else and okay, all right, cool, we good. So call somebody else. Yo, can same scenario. Can you find someone to ride with you to come where I'm at so you can drive my car the rest of the way? Because I feel like if I continue driving, I'm gonna get in a fucking accident. Man, you got that shit, man. Just drink some water, put your head out the window. Nah, that's not working. So, will you come pick me up? I'm about 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away. Nah, sorry, bruh. Can't help you. But I'll see you when you get here. You'll make it through that shit. Nigga. So, I called P and I'm like, yo, man, I done popped a whole bunch of no-dos, drunk a whole bunch of monsters. I've been on the road for 19 hours. I'm shaking. My heart's beating fast as shit. Like I could see my heartbeat. Like my eyes would like, I don't know, dilate, I guess, or something. My eyes would like every time my heart would beat, my eyes would be feeling like they're beating with my heart. So he was like, man, I ain't got no car. How far are you from the metro station out there? So I'm like, probably about 3 minutes. He was like, pull over at the metro station. I'm going to get on the metro train in DC, transfer to another metro train, and come all the way out to where you are, out there by Manassas or whatever. And only thing is I don't have any money to be able to get off the train. So I'm like, shit, nigga, if you can catch a subway all the way out here, I will get you through the turnstile thing. So he did that. I sat there and I just laid back in my car for like probably 45 minutes. I couldn't sleep because I was so wired and shit. But I was just laying there like hoping this shit passed, man. And I get a call on the cell phone from P. He's like, yo, I'm coming up to the turnstile. Boom. Ran over there with some old Metro cards that had like 5 cent on them, 10 cent on them, 50 cent. And I kept them in my car from when I left DC. Had enough to get him through. So this nigga then got up from whatever he was doing, went to a metro station, which required him to either walk to a metro station or catch a bus to a metro station, got on a train, then got off that train and transferred to another train and came all the way out there, jumped in my car and drove me back to where I was supposed to be staying. So I'm like, that's some real nigga shit right there, man. And that's why that's my homie. Everybody else I called, nah, bro. And it's been that way my whole life. And that's why I stopped doing shit for niggas. And I think that's also why I keep everyone at a distance. Like, Yo, nah. Cause y'all niggas is never there when I need y'all, when I need anything. What good are you to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Now, to wrap this episode up, I have some fairly good news, which is rare. My health insurance provider is covering therapy now, and that's new, and we found that out about a month ago. So I've been looking for a therapist to go see, and by I've been looking, that means Becky's been looking for a therapist for me to go see. Now we've been looking for a therapist to go see, and I'm from the school of you have a psychiatrist, which is who I'm seeing now, and a psychologist. Those only two I know. My eyes were open to a whole new world of mental health professionals, I guess, because none of the people that are listed as in network providers have either or as their title. It's LCSW, MCSW, DSW, Designer Shoe Warehouse, all these SWs, different social workers. So, yo, shout to a hip hop social worker too. I reached out to him and I asked him, yo, what's the difference? Because it really is. It's paralysis by analysis now. I'm really overwhelmed trying to find somebody that I can go see because I don't know what I'm looking for now at this point. I just thought psychologist, but nah, there's all kinds of social workers. I have no clue which type of social worker I need to see, who I need to see. And I'm not picking up the phone to call and say, yo, so do you deal with people that have anxiety issues and who really struggle to make phone calls and talk to strangers? Like, so the reason I'm putting this in the podcast is seriously, if you know of any black woman therapist in the New Orleans area, Jefferson Parish to be specific, it's right outside of New Orleans, hit me up and let me know because I'm really struggling trying to find a therapist. I want a black woman therapist, preferably between the ages of 38 and maybe 48. Sound like a damn Tinder. But no, I want them to be a little older than me, but kind of still in the same age range to where they can understand some of the experiences, the black experience, the growing up in the 90s hip hop experience and things like that. So, yo, if you know of anybody, please either DM me, at me, tag them. Like, I'm just trying to get into therapy. And again, that's in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. Holla at me. Social workers, psychologists, anybody that knows how to fix a nigga with a broken brain, holla at me. Until next time, this has been another episode of A Few Screws Loose, the podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who tune in every week to listen to us. Now, with some of the things that have been going on lately, we might actually revert back to our old schedule where we're going to have a discussion about it. But I don't want it to come as a surprise where you get used to hearing us weekly and then it's like you don't hear from us in 2 weeks. Our initial schedule was the 1st and the 15th of every month. So, we're going to have that conversation and see what needs to be done to kind of keep the show going. And if you want to support us, again, you can find merch at afewscrewsloose.com/shop. Follow us on Twitter, IG, YouTube at Screws Loose Pod, and you can keep up with me at I Am Dan on Drugs on Twitter and IG. Peace.